Yeah, Barbara. Yeah. Do me a favor. Tell Mark I said hi. And yeah, Lori Grenier, tell her say hi too. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'll talk to you later. Yes, that's right. Barbara Cochran talks about real estate and the commercial and the residential side next. Welcome everyone to Real Estate Daily. My name is Troy and I go over every day, Monday through Friday, what's happening in real estate, housing, and the mortgage markets. And yes, I was on a fake phone with Barbara Cochran. We want to hear what her opinion is about the housing market. She is the housing queen, quote unquote. We're also going to hear from Elon Musk about what he thinks about the housing market as well. Seems like a big topic. And we're going to talk about this much about the debt ceiling, which got voted and passed yesterday through the House, and now it's going to go through the Senate and probably somewhere next week that we're going to get it signed into law. Janet Yellen said today was a cutoff day. Apparently, that wasn't true. Now, before we jump into all of this, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to give you the best 5 minutes in real estate on a daily basis. Gosh, that's a deal and a half. Let's jump right into it. Shark Tank, yes, that 13-season popular Fox program has some of the biggest and brightest billionaires out there vying for this little guy's, businesses to invest in. Well, big Shark Tank woman here that in real estate, Barbara Cochran, talks about a bloodbath is coming for the real estate sector. Fox is just another one of those companies that want to go, oh, check it out. We got to have these big headlines. But then you read the next line. Cochran says commercial real estate is in trouble while residential could see a rebound. We are seeing strong sales in residential. I'm going to show you the article next. But commercial's falling apart. We're seeing businesses close down. Even though we continue to see the sector show there's jobs that are being created, I now am becoming a non-believer of these numbers and these statistics. I think they're all BS at this point because we are definitely seeing vacancies all over the place. Let's jump in and see what Elon has to say. Elon rang the alarm on house prices and commercial real estate this week. Here's why he's worried about property disaster. And again, same exact thing. The Fed keeps raising rates. They keep destroying jobs. But for some reason, the numbers keep popping up. Now, I've said this many times. My opinion is that we're seeing people lose their jobs and they don't go on unemployment because unemployment doesn't pay enough. So they go get a job pretty quickly because there's a lot of job openings. Because of that, it's just recycling the same person, but they don't get minused out of the system. They only get plussed into the system. With that being said, that's why the numbers are so much bigger. And that's why we're seeing it. And again, that's kind of the resiliency of the housing market is because people that do lose their jobs, they're back into the job market immediately. All right, where are prices at? So before we jump into this, do me a favor. If you're out there and you're sitting on the sideline just saying, hey, Troy, we are seeing interest rates too high. Well, I completely understand it, but we are also seeing that inventory continue to fall down last week, significantly fall. And with that being said, this is now being reported. First American Financial Corporation is saying that real home prices, single family residence, value increased 3.2% in March. That is crazy numbers up. We have seen so many numbers fly around. But here in Southern California, I am definitely seeing increases in the last 2 months on my numbers. I know that we're almost at all-time highs in San Bernardino County as well as Orange County. And we're approaching all-time highs in Los Angeles County. No one can tell me that the housing market is ready to drop 20%. That is just a fable. I absolutely look at the MLS numbers. These are real numbers coming out of the most reliable statistics source out there. They're not just some person sitting in a catbird seat up in Wall Street just throwing numbers around trying to pick and choose what they like. All right, let's get into California. Now, if you guys like what we're talking about, hit that like button first. But I know most of you out there that live in California are not a big California fan, and let's just continue down that road. California Senate okays bill for affordable housing on nonprofit-owned land. Okay, so let's go figure this out. I have said now for 3 years, and I'll continue to say it, stop, California, stop sitting as stimmies. All you're doing is you're raising our utility prices, and then you go and have, there's other issues that you continue to have with the state. You're now running in the deficit. But while you had the money, you should have bought it down, or at least, increase the Dreamer program or subsidize builders to build cheaper housing. This is just a bunch of crap. This is a talking point amongst a bunch of blue team out there for stupidity. You have to have builders want to build. You have to be able to come around and say, oh, we're going to subsidize your building costs and your labor costs. None of this is in there. All it says, oh, we'll just zone it. Okay, where's the money coming from? You're running a $20 billion deficit. You can't even balance your own budget, and we've already been downgraded. You keep raising taxes. You keep raising utilities. What are you going to tax your citizens into oblivion? That's why there's a hemorrhaging of people coming out of the state. We need to see sound government and not stupid, ideas that are there for votes and not there for reality for people. The homeless population is not going down. It's not level. It keeps going up. How do I get these people in affordable living? Nothing here in the state of California and has ever done anything to help the homeless. I don't care if they keep talking about it. They're all talking heads. Let's jump into the rates. About time we saw a little bit of dip here. We finally saw, look at this. This is ugly. Let's go take a look at this. See this right here? Can you let me handle it? I had it. Let's go back up. Right here, again, May 11th, we had rates at 6.3. And then we went all the way to 6.8. We just seen a little dip right here in the 6.7s. So these are what we're seeing. So look at it, 6.7, we went down 8 basis points on conventional, 3 basis points on FHA. This is all because the House and the discussion of the debt ceiling, but it's being conflicted. The reason why we're not seeing them drop even quicker is because the Fed is now strong arming us and saying, well, there's almost a surety of a 25 basis point raise. Again, they are destroying the economy. That is their job. They keep saying, stop buying things. The United States, stop buying things. That's causing inflation. But in reality, inflation is caused by the states. You keep raising taxes, you keep raising utilities. Those are big points in the inflation numbers. Okay, it has nothing to do with anything else. I just saw Elizabeth Warren say now she goes to the grocery store and now that the food companies are gouging and that we need to have control over that. Hey, take your socialist shit out of here. Let the markets be the markets. Let's stop raising rates on utilities and on energy for your own agenda, because that's what's causing inflation, and you're trying to break the middle class. That's the truth. Take it or leave it. All right, guys. Thank you. So with all that being said, when is it rates coming down? The rates are going to come down. Like I said, 3 things have to happen. Number 1, the summer, very beginning of the summer, you have all these graduations. You have everyone trying to get final plans and do certain things in the summer. They want to get away from all the bullshit that's happening in their lives and in the government. Number 2, debt ceiling. I'm hoping that ends in the next 7 days. It's signed in. I don't care if you're for it, you're against it. I don't care. It will be behind us. And number 3, Fed has got to stop breaking the economy. They're causing just so much havoc. We're just seeing it. We have now surpassed $1 trillion in credit card debt. So people are using their credit cards to live. Okay, or they're being irresponsible, just like our government with their irresponsible spending. Either way, got to stop doing that, because we're just going to be in that society of, well, it's a me, gimme. Well, when the rubber hits the road and I have to pay it back, I just going to go bankrupt, or I'm going to do what the government is. I'm going to call my credit card company and say, raise the limit, because the government got a raise on their limit, and I want to raise my limit, because I want to go spend all that next limit and not pay it at all either. Guys, thank you very much for joining me today. You guys have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow.